Well, joining us tonight is General Jack Keane, former Vice Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, retired four-star general, Fox Business senior strategic analyst. General, great to see you.
Great to be here, Lou.
Let's start with the Obama administration spying on the Israelis. Any question about Obama's hatred of Netanyahu, perhaps of Israel itself?
Yeah, well, I think two things probably spurred that activity. You know, one is what you're alluding to here is the absolute contempt that President Obama had for the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. And I don't think we've seen anything quite like that since the State of Israel was formed, you know, in 1948. And then the second thing was at play here was Obama was pushing a deal with the Iranians, and he was obsessed with that deal, at all cost, I may add, and we've seen that play out in front of us, because it was going to be the seminal foreign policy accomplishment of his administration. And that, I think, is what was, those two things are the motivation behind us spying on the Israelis.
Is there anything that President Obama, any leader that he felt belonged in the same room with him? He seemed to have disdain for everyone but Iran. He seemed to, it's remarkable. He just didn't think anyone quite measured up to his standards, including, of course, President Trump, who he also spied upon. Angela Merkel, who was his, at least ostensibly, his ally. He's spying on her.
Well, our intelligence services, I mean, to be completely upfront here, we do gather information at times on our allies because we want to have a sense of, you know, where they're going and what they're actually up to. Secondly, though, I agree with you in terms of relationship with heads of states, other than some of the feckless European leaders, which he had very good relationships with, and they adore him. It's amazing where those relationships are and how they impacted on U.S. foreign policy. I don't believe, if you try to look at it objectively, to name one major foreign policy accomplishment of the Obama administration where the United States national security and foreign policy is better off as a result of it. I can't name a single one.
Do you find it interesting, too, that three U.S. Senators, Collins, Romney, and Lee, would be going after President Trump for doing precisely what other presidents have done, that is reprogram funds, supported by the Supreme Court of the United States, and go after him? These are the same folks who didn't say a word about Obama rolling back the military or the deterioration of our military under both Bush and Obama. And they come after this president? Isn't that nauseating, the leader of their own party?
Well, the president is absolutely within his rights to take appropriated money that obviously the Congress approved, and they approved that money to the Department of Defense, largely wrapped up in the national security of the United States, for the president to adjust those priorities.
The Supreme Court reaffirmed what these presidents have been doing, and specifically what this president is doing. And three Republicans who should be supporting him on issues of national security, including border security, including on the fight against sex trafficking, human smuggling, drug trafficking as well. I mean, it's just stunning, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt we have a sovereignty issue and a national security issue on our southern border. The president has the most information to deal with that than anybody in government in terms of where all of that information is funneled, and he's making decisions based on those priorities as he sees it. That's what he was elected for.